attempting to become the oldest gymnast to make the U.S. team in the past 5 decades. And Tim, just making it here to Baltimore to compete in the Olympic trials is saying something.
Yeah, you know, he's really trying to transcend his generation in gymnastics. Started out doing the skills he did back in '76, and frankly, it wasn't enough. So we'll take a look at one of those big new skills he's got to do. Right here, it's a Gaylord.
Oh!
Just not enough. You know, frankly, it looked to me like he could have held on. I don't know what happened.
Trying to do a trick named after Mitch Gaylord, your teammate, the 1984 gold medal
This gets
American team.
A little dangerous, John, right here. His hands, they look to me like they should be right on the bar, right there. He just didn't grab on. He has 30 seconds, of course, to remount the bar, and whenever you fall from an apparatus, it is a half a point off of the score.
He really has no chance to make the Olympic team. Impossible to dig out a 16th place at this point.
But as we've said, he's tried to upgrade his difficulty. His coach tells me he's going to add one twist to his old dismount. Nope, doesn't do it.
Kurt Thomas, 36 years old. The crowd loves him. A gold medal in 1978 in the World Championships, 2 World Championship gold medals in 1979. And of course, the Olympics boycotted in 1980 by the United States. He didn't get a chance to compete there.
More than 10 years older than any of our top athletes at this point.
An 8.2 on the horizontal bar. Cheney Humphrey, 21 years old, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Here's an interesting story as he prepares for the parallel bars. After the World Championships, he was competing in Europe in December, and he hurt his ankle on the floor exercise. His ankle was put into a cast. There was a small break. The cast was taken off. He was still in pain. They found out it was still broken, so they put the cast back on. He continued to train on everything except floor and vaults, and now look at him.
Whoa. No signs of a cast right there. Incredible. But he is in a major dogfight.
7th entering the 4th rotation.
Oh, and he struggles for that landing.
And struggling to try and knock Trent Demas out of that 6th spot. The top 6 go to the Olympics, along with the 7th, who's the alternate.
Watch this. New generation of skills right there. Does a giant to a double back right onto the upper arms.
Let's see if his score puts him any closer to Demas, a 9.5.
And, you know, that's an interesting story right there. Cheney and Trent Demas actually were teammates at Gold Cup before Cheney went to UCLA.
Lance Ringnauld, who has trained with Cheney in Albuquerque, in 9th place. Now, mathematically, the best he could hope for is the alternate position in 7th. But he has a hole to dig out of as well.
And what a story. At the last World Championships, was on the still rings, lowered down into his cross, and everything just went. Tore his pectoralis major tendon. Everybody said he was done.
He said he felt a sudden pain and heard a sound like Velcro ripping.
And he rips through that Kovacs. Lance is one of the best in the world on high bar. He's got one of the most difficult dismounts. 2 twists, 2 flips. Oh! Wow, that could easily put him right back in the thick of things. That could be a 10 right there. This is the kind of thing that puts somebody on an Olympic team. Wow.
That helps the cause.
Watch this dismount. Talk about doing a lot of flipping and a lot of twisting in one piece of air.
And the score, a 9.95 for Lance Ringnauld. That is going to move him out of 9th place. It has to. 2nd entering the 4th rotation is Chris Waller, and what a story. Here's a guy who, in a routine physical examination in high school, it was revealed that Waller had extremely high blood pressure in his left arm, but almost no blood pressure in his legs. Now, the diagnosis was that his aorta was not working. It was constricting and thereby decreasing the flow of blood to his legs. The doctor said, hey, if we don't operate, you may lose your life in your mid-20s. So they constructed and inserted an artificial aorta made of Teflon. Open heart surgery. 4 months later, he was back in the gym training.
And Chris says because of that, vaulting has been one of his most difficult events. Oh. Just not quite enough power on that vault. Has to bend his knees and take that big step forward. You have to explode off of this horse. Just not enough height. Big step forward. That's going to cost him quite a bit right there, John.
And reflected in the score, a 9.35, but because he's in second position to this man, Scott Keswick, Waller will likely still get a berth on the Olympic team. Our current leader.
And you know, Scott is in maybe a little bit of a different category. We talked about Shannon Miller and Kim Zmeskal in a different competition yesterday. Scott's not just trying to make this Olympic team. He's one of the hopes for medals for the U.S. team in Barcelona. He's got to come out of this competition with a stellar performance.
Will graduate UCLA with a degree in applied math and economics.
Big vault, Rudy. Oh, wow. 1.5 twists off the vault. Contrasting styles. We just saw Chris Waller. He's a little bit better on the events where grace and elegance are important. This is power right here. Explode, 1.5 twists, 1 3/4 flips.
Keswick on a very good collegiate team, along with the Bruins, UCLA, along with Cheney Humphrey and Chris Waller. And his score, a 9.8, so that should keep him in first position nicely. From Staten Island, New York, Dominic Minicucci, 23 years old. In 1988, he earned the final spot, that 6th spot, on the Seoul Olympic team. And here he is again, trying for Barcelona.
You know, this kid has really been riddled with injuries. He was written off by just about everybody, saying that he's not as good as he really is. Big releases. Oh, perfect. Dominic just gets the job done. He's supposed to do a big dismount, same that we saw from Lance Ringno. 2 flips, 2 twists. Oh, no. John, just a double layout right there.
So do you think he's playing it safe?
He wants to go to Barcelona. He's making sure.
Graduated in May from Temple University with a degree in accounting as the judges account for his performance. Let's take a look at the replay.
Wow, look at that. Way in the air, grabs the bar. He's got one more to do, and you can't be any more on than that. Let's look at that dismount, though. Remember, he's supposed to do 2 flips, 2 twists right here. Opts for the simple double layout, so he knows he can nail that landing.
Already once an Olympian, trying for that 2nd time, and his score a 9.75, so playing it safe looks like it paid off.
Smart decision for Dominic.
2 more events left for all of them. The best in America trying to decide who is going to the Olympics. We'll be back.